Hello! Frick, I'm muted! I was muted again. I did it again. I did that the first time. I was like, I'm gonna make the conscious choice, or I'm gonna mentally whatever to not do it again. Anyway, welcome everyone.
How's it going?
This is the BroTalk podcast. I am your host, Dan. Do not call me anything else but Dan. Unless you're gonna call me Dad, then that is okay. I am known as Daddy Dan, Father Dan, or Muscular Dan. But you can't call me the last one. But that is what I am known as. Here, with me, we don't have Grant today, but we have someone else. We have the boy who sleeps all day and watches Pokemon at night, Chance.
Hello.
Chance. Oh, there we go. Hello. And then we also have the man who could be Superman if he just had no glasses, Tim.
What are you talking about? I am Superman.
Look at that. Beautiful man.
See, by intro, I was trying to do a real big burp, just try to get it going, but
I could do. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. I was like, don't interrupt. Anyway, I could do that right now. I'm drinking this, dude. I'm drinking this LaCroix. It's like lemon. It's like a lemon LaCroix. Oh my gosh, it's so good. No, listen, dude. It tastes like, so you know those sugar cookies that most stores have. They always have it almost looks like a perfect cookie. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what they're called.
You sound basic right now, Dan.
Shut up, listen.
You're not wrong.
Shut up. It's like the perfect cookie, and they always have the frosting that's decorated for whatever holiday it is. So like, yellow is usually for like spring/Easter. 4th of July is usually red, white, and blue frosting. Green or red is for Christmas. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about sugar cookies?
Maybe I'm thinking.
Maybe
like the sugar cookies with like the cream stuff on top or whatever, like the
it's
frosting.
not like icing. It's like cream.
Yeah, those. Are like, yeah.
Anyway, this tastes like lemon frosting of that cookie, and so it's really good.
You can't convince me any different than LaCroix tastes like it's been shipped on a truck with whatever product that they put on there.
Come on, dude, it's so good. And here's the best part: it doesn't have those nasty sprinkles that stick up in your molars. I get that all the time. I like chew it and like the sprinkles because they're not sprinkles. It's like wax. And it like sticks up in my teeth and it hurts.
That's literally half of the
doesn't
fun.
have that because it's a drink.
Hurt you?
Because like the thing is like
Dan's a wimp.
The more you talk, the more you sound extremely basic. Okay.
Dan's a soy boy.
Listen, you and your soy boy sprinkles.
Okay.
Soy boy sprinkle.
Soy boy sprinkles. Okay.
That's Dan's
anyway.
name.
Yeah. No, you call me Dad. Anyway, there's a lot to talk about, bros. All right, we have a lot to unpack today because, as you probably all well know, the Xbox show happened. It was what, 2 days ago, yesterday, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to watch it while I was on the job and it didn't work because the video wouldn't load, and then excuse me, because you can't watch it. The audio isn't good enough because it's a video game trailer. You're supposed to see stuff, and so I was like, this sucks. I can't watch it. And so I had to watch it when I got home. Anyway, it was pretty cool. Before we go into really just pick apart at the games, tell me, Tim, what was like in terms of overall convention or overall like whatever they were trying to, what was your, how good was it to you, or how bad was it? I can't even think words wise.
I mean, to me, it was pretty decent. I mean, it felt like an E3 conference, without like all the actually having E3 and all that fun stuff. I really enjoyed just not having to watch everything be on a stage and having that. Remember what year was it? Bethesda had an E3 or whatever. I think it was Bethesda or somebody had an E3 where this dude was just screaming out "woo" every single time. like 2 seconds into whoever was on stage and they would say something, this dude would be like "whoa," and it just ruins the conference for me. It's like,
yeah,
I feel like it's a step in the right direction. I feel like how Nintendo's been kind of stepping in and doing their Nintendo Directs. I think that it's just a better platform for game industry people like Microsoft, PlayStation, and Nintendo to step in. I feel like they have a bigger audience to be able to market towards with something like this.
Yeah, but you can't tell me it's not funny to watch people up on stage performing ridiculous things.
I mean, you're not wrong. I like watching ridiculous things. I like it when Keanu Reeves comes out on stage and is like, "No, you're amazing."
You're amazing.
Or whatever he said.
Take a look up here, and he like points his hand up to the fucking screen.
So funny. Okay, so listen, Keanu Reeves I think is a great actor, but his movies are so dumb. Like,
Oh, no.
So I remember watching John Wick 4, like the most recent one, and the very last line, dude's like, "John, are you mad?" And he's like, "Yeah." I remember watching that and I was like, why is this so good? Like, even though the line was stupid and like the way he presented it was stupid, he's just still so good. I love it so much. I'm really excited to see him in Cyberpunk. But
Oh, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you there.
no, you're fine. You're good.
Well, I was
You're
gonna say, isn't he supposed to be in the new Isn't he supposed to be in the new Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
apparently, I don't know, Chance, if you've seen anything about it, but IGN was able to. Some people from IGN were able to play the game for like 4 hours or something like that, and they went through like a tutorial kind of thing and played just a little bit of the. Excuse me. We'll have to edit that out in post.
No,
They played a
it's all
little
staying
bit. They played a little bit of the game, you know, and apparently Keanu Reeves is like a really big character in the game, and they never even like saw him. So people are saying that like he's really he's like a big part of the game. I don't want to say influential because I'm not entirely sure what his character actually is. No one really knows. But people are saying like the developers are saying he's got a big part.
Do you think he's there just to increase hype?
Honestly, I think so. I feel that for the most part, like, why wouldn't you hire a really well-known actor, especially in like I said, the movie John Wick itself is kind of stupid, but like it's really good for an action movie. So like, why wouldn't you want to hire the main character of that movie or like a really good movie that people really like, play a character in your game?
See, I don't know. I think he's only going to be there just to tell you that another settlement is under attack.
We don't need another Preston Garvey. Okay?
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
LaCroix, sponsor us.
No, they didn't. We're going to edit that
please.
out in post.
No, LaCroix, sponsor us, please. I love
Yeah,
just
LaCroix.
this one. All your stuff sucks, but
Listen,
I like
you're
this
sitting-
lemon one.
Please
Listen here,
sponsor
you're
us.
sitting there drinking your LaCroix, and I'm sitting here. I just bought 4 mango monsters.
I mean,
no, bro, no.
okay, on one side of the screen we have Soy Boy, and then down there we've got Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle.
Kyle.
Freaking
Okay,
eats
all right.
drywall.
He eats
I'm
drywall
sorry.
and drinks Monster.
All right, so to kind of wrap us back, because we're getting off topic, we want to talk about the conference. Tim, you already kind of gave me your little synopsis of the conference. Chance, what do you think of the conference overall? Like, was it good? Was it bad? Do you think they did a piss poor job in this one specific area? You know, kind of give me your thoughts, and then we'll kind of start going into the games as they appeared on screen, or as they were shown.
Look, I thought it was fine. I thought the conference was well put together. However, I was more concerned. I wasn't more concerned with the conference itself as I was the games being shown. And the two things I want to bring up on that is I'm incredibly excited for Halo Infinite. Very, very excited, especially with the trailer that they showed. There was a couple things I want to say on that trailer that looked a little janky. I thought like maybe like the beginning assault rifle that they showed had some textures missing compared to other installments. Like if you look at the Reach and then compare to the one for Halo Infinite, you can see you can tell it's ripped straight from Reach. Or at least it looks like it's ripped straight from Reach. And some textures are missing on it. Secondly, the only other game that I saw on that conference that I was a little confused as to why it's being shown on the conference is probably the State of Decay. I don't hear much on State of Decay. I've never played State of Decay. I don't know much about it. So I guess I'm confused as to why maybe that got a spot on.
Okay. So let's kind of go back to Halo first before we really get into State of Decay or anything else after that. I will say this though, I think that overall the Microsoft conference in and of itself, if you were outside of the Xbox ecosystem, I'm pretty much ripping this word from what I've heard from many people say this, but I totally agree with them. The conference in and of itself, if you were outside of the Xbox ecosystem, was crap. It really wasn't that good. Like they had Halo, they had maybe State of Decay if you were kind of into zombie games, then they had Fable. But if you didn't play Fable back in the day, who cares about Fable? You know what I mean? We'll get back into that. But overall, if you're outside of the ecosystem, conference was meh. It was meh. I wasn't so. I will say that. But because I am an Xbox fanboy, I do like Xbox in and of shut up, Tim. In and of itself. I will say that the conference was good for me. I enjoyed it. I really liked watching what they had. Halo was interesting to me. I was very excited to watch to watch the video. I thought that the video in and of itself didn't show us as much as they were going to reveal. Let's kind of start from the beginning of the video, because Halo is like the most talked about game. That's what people want to see. That was driving this conference, in my opinion. Minus the Xbox in and of itself, because the Xbox wasn't even shown. But Halo. The beginning of Halo, you're with this pilot guy. By the way, is the voice of Octane from Apex, which I thought was really funny because I could only see him. I can only vision Octane when he was driving the Pelican, and Master Chief, yeah, and then the guy's just like, oh, his little. I can't do it. I'm bad at impersonations. But
yeah,
I thought it was just really funny.
You're bad at foreign.
I mean, he's just bad at impersonations.
I'm bad at that too, bro. One of my mods, C-Dub. He would give me crap for trying to do an Irish impersonation or an Irish voice thing, and I couldn't do it. He would say I'm some like Scottish guy and would like crucify me.
I mean, you probably deserved it.
Yeah, it was probably well deserved.
These are my lucky charms.
These kids are gonna be stealing my lucky charms.
Okay, that wasn't very Irish. That was like creepy.
That was like a pirate.
It was like half pirate, half like killer, serial killer.
I mean,
LaCroix, sponsor us.
I mean, literally, we'd be the only person willing to sponsor them.
I mean, it's not that bad. You have to go to the store and buy some. It's the
No, my mother buys it all the time.
New LaCroix tastes like watermelon, or at least it tastes like a can full of water that was shipped with a watermelon on the truck 2 weeks prior.
Okay.
So it tastes more like you diluted most of the stuff out of an actual drink.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
But going back into the Halo.
Yeah.
Now, as far as gameplay and what you saw graphically, what are your guys' thoughts on it?
I mean,
I thought
go ahead.
Go ahead, Tim. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I thought personally, and like, I'm not a big person when it comes to graphics. Like, to an extent, there is a standard for graphics. I feel like nowadays, especially with the hardware that's coming out for the Xbox, the graphics that they showed for Halo, I think were subpar compared to what they could be on the Xbox. Just the raw power of the new Xbox. What they've given us in terms of specs, I feel like could definitely outshine what was shown on the trailer. Given that I don't know if it is like the final version, because I know there are a lot of games that will release texture updates on like day 1 or day 0 or something like that. So there could be a huge texture update, that it's 30 plus gigs or whatever because it's textures for the Xbox and PC. But for the most part, I'm getting. Hey, Greg, what's up? They said it wasn't the final version. I can see that because I'm hoping that it's not, but I don't remember like actually seeing that. So anyway, I thought graphically it could have been much better. Other than that, I thought it was great.
What about you, Tim?
Yeah, no, graphically, I feel like it could have been a little bit better. I mean, what was it? There was, I was reading some of the comments on one of the YouTube videos I was watching when I was watching the conference and whatnot, and there was people like, did you all notice those render issues in the background or whatever? Like, and when I went back through it, I seen some render issues. Like, there was things kind of disappearing and reappearing.
I saw the smoke when he was going up the elevator, off in the distance, just pop into existence.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And then there is what else? Like, I mean, overall, it looks like it'll be a fun game, but I don't know. I haven't played any of the Halos, so I don't have much to talk about as far as it goes.
Chance, what do you think about open world? Because it looks like it's going to be open world. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's going to be open world. What I think it's going to be is kind of like what me and Tim were talking about last night when you headed off to bed. We were thinking it's going to be a lot more along the lines of a Borderlands style map design, where you go into an area and it loads a map.
Yeah.
And that it's a bigger map for you to explore in, and then you go do all your stuff. So I don't think it's going to be open world. I think it's going to be how did you describe it, Tim?
It's like open map, yeah, to where it's like one specific map that you can explore for a little bit, and then you have to go to a specific area if you want to travel to the next section of the world, like the complete overworld. You know how like I don't know if like Borderlands 2-esque, where you had the travel system where you could travel between different parts of the world, but they were all different parts, like different maps.
I mean, I'm thinking it's going to be more so like the Pelican moving you between the areas after you clear the beginning AA guns, or maybe even Chief using his grapple hook to get some of the new areas. Which, by the way, the grapple hook, I'm already liking from what I saw in the trailer.
I want to kind of go back to like the world thing real quick. I heard two different things. One, it's kind of going to be like Far Cry. You know how in Far Cry you have to like take over the bases or whatever, and then it like opens up that area. Or am I thinking? I'm thinking of Just Cause.
No. You're thinking of some of the Far Cry games have like bases that you take over, but it never really expanded the world.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of Just Cause. In Just Cause, you kind of like, to be able to fast travel to an area, you have to like destroy the main base there or something like that, and then it, like the district or whatever opened up and you could fast travel there and whatnot. I'm kind of thinking that's what it's going to be. Someone else was talking about how, because you see on the map there's like different islands almost when they show it. It's like you're on this like one little island, if you will. People are thinking that there's going to be bridges and stuff that will like go over, or like you said, Chance, a Pelican, to where once you clear the AA guns, or once you do, a certain part of the campaign, you're going to be able to like fuse those somehow, and then it's going to build the world.
Well, here's the thing. It looks a lot more like the ring is just. I mean, because in the trailer it shows a portion of that ring is destroyed, like it's blown apart.
Yeah.
And then with the map being open, it looks like some of the ring is also destroyed, so like it's cracked up. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a lot of the world is cracked up into small sections, but maybe I'm thinking about that wrong, because maybe that's just the way the map's designed. But that's kind of how it looks like to me. How some of the map is cracked up into secret like little islands, like little sections.
The Halo ring in and of itself, there's only one part, because you see in the trailer, there's only one part at the top of the Halo ring that's like not connected. The whole thing though is formed up until that one little part. So I wonder, are you saying that like the land masses in and of themselves aren't connected?
Yes, that's kind of like what I'm saying. Is like the land masses themselves are not all just one continuous continent, I guess you could say, all the way up the side of the ring.
Okay.
So that's kind of like how I was thinking about it. Because I was watching, if you've heard of them, God, what was his name? I was literally just watching him not even 2 seconds ago. He's a Halo channel that was kind of going over his own thoughts about the trailer. Bringing up what I had just said, where the islands look like they're cracked open, they're separated, and maybe that's just like a design thing to where once you're able to go to that location, maybe it goes into what Dan was saying, where they kind of like reform, as in like a quote unquote reforming the map, being access allowed to that portion of the map. Kind of see what I'm saying? Like, if they fuse back together, then that means like you're allowed, quote unquote, to go back to that portion of the map.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I can see that.
And then not even to say like not like the map itself isn't more so what concerns me about the game. I'm a lot more concerned about how the game's gonna play. I mean, from what I saw in the trailer, looks nice. Game looks funny. Especially when the brutes are throwing the grunts at you and they're yelling "screw you."
Yeah, midget tossing contest.
That's a cool. I think it's cool how they can throw grunts at you and you can throw those like power fusion coil things. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just grapple the fusion coil and throw it back at them. Like I said, combat looks clean, sounds look clean. There's just some graphical issues that we saw in the trailer, like Tim brought up. And if you look at the Phantom, right as you exit like the beginning portion, how he looks up at the Phantom that's like flying overhead, you can see it glitches a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed like there was some frame rate issues.
Yeah,
there's definitely a lot of issues. I do think though that, like I said earlier, and like chat's kind of told me, it's not the final version, which really gives me hope, because if that was the final version, that would be rough. That would definitely make the Xbox in and of itself flop. What do you guys think about the new weapons, though, that they added? I think, what did they add? Like a new shotgun, some sort of like burst AR that isn't the BR?
It looks like it feels or looks like the Odin from Modern Warfare. Not like looks like, but it feels like it has the same fire rate as the Odin from Modern Warfare.
Ooh.
Now, which one are you talking about? There's
the new the first new human rifle that Chief picks up that looks like it has the little square hollow sight.
Okay, so the one that looks like it has a hollow sight, but it acts like a scope.
Yeah.
And then the new semi-auto shotgun, which I hope is not a replacement for the base shotgun.
I don't think so. I heard that we still have the shotgun. I think what they were doing for that was just showcasing the new weapons more than anything. Because, I mean, it would be really stupid for them to, like, take out the original Magnum, take out the original shotgun, and replace all of this. Given it is a new world, which is why they're adding new weapons, because it is a new Halo ring. New Halo ring means new weapons, new enemies, new potential for anything. So that is kind of cool that we're getting new weapons. But it would be stupid of them to take it out, because it is such, when you think of Halo, what do you think of? Master Chief, Cortana, the Magnum, the BR, like
assault rifle, shotgun, that
exactly
everything.
Like they all kind of coincide with when you think of Halo. That's what you think of. You think of the characters and the weapons. You don't think of really the scenery. You think of the weapons. So it'd be stupid.
Speaking of Cortana, I am very, very curious about how she's going to play in this new Halo game, because you didn't see her at all in the trailer. You didn't hear her at all or see her. Same with the Flood that is supposed to be rumored to be in this game.
Well, who was the voice of the lady at the very beginning?
Are you?
That was the professor.
That was the professor. Is she a different voice actor than?
So she was the professor, but that was like a preview of I want to say the original, this is the armor made for him, way back in the day. Okay, I want to say that's what that was.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, he's gone back to that armor since then. I'm glad that they went back with the Halo 2, Halo 3 art style for Chief. Yeah. As much as I did like Halo 4 and Halo 5's look for Chief's armor, I do really much enjoy the old style a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not as bulky, it doesn't look like Master Chief could fucking bench press thousands of pounds. Can I see what I'm saying?
I mean, to be fair, in the games you can flip a warthog, so why wouldn't he be able to bench press 1,000 pounds?
Well, here's the thing: all you have to do is hit a button. He just looks at the thing and it flips over, bro. He's got some psychic powers. He doesn't even have muscle. He just looks at that and flips.
He's the scorpion tank upside down. I can lift this.
Y'all ever watch the Smosh If Video Games Were Real or whatever? And they were talking about that.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh my gosh,
it's freaking Smosh anymore.
It's freaking old.
Honestly.
I was gonna say Smosh is an old thing.
Smosh is dead channel. Nah, just kidding.
Isn't that
they're actually pretty?
I do want to say that Smosh is kind of dead channel, especially since one of the two guys left the show forever ago.
Well, I mean,
oh shoot,
it's technically not a dead channel. I mean, there's a lot of people they've got a crew uploading a bunch of videos from Smosh, and it's a subsidiary of Rooster Teeth now, I think.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Wait, it belongs to Rooster Teeth?
Yep.
I think goddamn.
Interesting.
There's Smosh Games, Cow Chop, Funhouse, a bunch of other. Sugar Pine 7, I think, is still a Rooster Teeth subsidiary. But
I did not. That is actually very interesting. I did not know that. Yeah. I did not hear anything about that. I thought, I thought Smosh was just dead since one of the two original guys left.
Yeah, but, no, I mean, they've still been going.
How are your guys' opinions on the couple new Covenant weapons that you guys saw? The 3-round burst plasma rifle and the weird brute plasma launcher that you guys saw in the trailer?
Honestly,
if I'm being honest, I really, I mean, like, I don't remember it much. I feel like for the most part, the weapons, we can't really judge them until we actually get to use them. Just because it's like they were shown for such a short amount of time, and they killed like 2 people. You know what I mean? So it's like they were used very little in the trailer. So it's like I don't really know if it's gonna be good, if it's gonna be bad.
Let's go back to like the Mauler that Chief picked.
Okay, I'm excited about that. I think it's stupid that they changed the name, but I'm ready for the Mauler to be back because that was always a fun weapon to use.
It looked like it was a shotgun. It looked like it seemed like it was a single fire.
Is
That's
that like
what the Mauler was back in Halo 3. It was like it almost looked like it had a little hook at the bottom, and you would melee the guy, and it was like a pistol shotgun.
Yeah, the Mauler was a pistol shotgun back in Halo 3, but now it doesn't. It doesn't seem like it fires shotgun rounds. It seems like it fires like a slug.
Yeah, from the crosshairs, it looks like it fired a slug. I wonder.
Which I wonder if it's going to be like if you're going to be able to swap between firing modes, or if dual wielding will be back in this game. We
didn't see it. I feel like if it was back in the game, we would have seen it.
Yeah, but that leaves a lot to be desired, though, too. Like maybe that's something that will come out in the final back. God damn it! It seems like something that will come by in the holidays. Like maybe you'll be able to pick up the game and start dual wielding pistols again.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm hoping that they don't really let us know what's going on, and because like here's the thing, I like Halo. I don't want to know a lot about it because I want to play it because it's like it's like a staple of my childhood, if you will.
Well, that's what
so
I'm
like
saying.
I don't want stuff to be leaked.
That's what I'm saying. I want the game to be shrouded majorly in mystery. I hate it when games like, let's take for example, let's say for example, Pokemon games nowadays show you like half the fucking Pokemon in their trailers.
Yeah, but they only give you half of the Pokemon in the Pokedex.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like they'll show half of it, and then like, where's the mystery? What am I supposed to be trying to figure out? You know?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I hope they keep it shrouded in like mystery, but you know, leaks happen. I will say this though, we might not have too many leaks simply because we're not going to get the open beta like they said that we were going to. Pretty much, I'm looking at this IGN article. Yeah, and this guy's like pretty much the program that they were trying to launch, the open beta program, it's like it's not what they wanted or not what they had envisioned. I don't know what the heck that means. Because usually what they would do is they would do something called flighting, which they would take a portion of the game, they would send it to a select group of people, and then they would pretty much just try and like hash everything out, try and find all the bugs, all this stuff, send back, oh, this is what we found, blah, 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 blah. They would fix that, send the next portion of the game to a different group of people. They would do the same thing. And that's kind of how they beta tested it. They were going to do an open beta, but apparently they're not going to anymore. So I'm hoping that because of that, a lot of stuff isn't going to be leaked, and we're going to keep it a little secret.
Now hold on a second. Is there a reason why it's supposed to be not in open beta now, or did I just like skip over that part? Is there a reason for why they're doing that? Or is there not really a reason? They're just doing something different this time around.
They're probably just doing something different.
I think because I think honestly it's because of the coronavirus, because of all that stuff that kind of set everything back. Like they were probably pushed back. A lot of people say, oh, you know, like we swapped so much easier from working in the office to working at home. It only took us like a week. But that doesn't mean that there aren't limitations. So I'm thinking that what happened is just like a lot of the stuff that they could have done in the studio, they can't do at home, or not as fast at home. And so that kind of just led into some complications. And so I'm guessing that's why it is. They were really hoping to probably push out some sort of open beta, but when they thought about it literally and, you know, like how it is today, like they probably just... So
but
that's my guess.
The thing, though, but if there's no the whole point of an open beta is to bug test a game before it comes out. If they don't have a lot of bug testers, then when the game comes out, people are going to be pissed because there's a bunch of bugs in the game. So I guess...
No, that's why they're doing that flighting thing that I just told you about. They're going to be taking parts of the game and sending it to people. That's how they've done stuff in the past. That's how 343 tested out Halo 5.
I don't remember them doing that to Halo 5 though.
No, here's the thing though. Like they don't tell you about like who they're sending it to.
No.
So like for example, I could get you know, like they want me to test the first level of the game, and it would probably be like an NDA thing. I would think I would have to sign something saying like, oh, I won't talk about it. Anyway, they would send me the first level, and then I would go through it, list all the bugs, and then send that, or like send my, okay, I found this at this part, blah blah blah, like a giant list of things. They would go and fix it, take the next level or something. Like, this is all hypothetical. Like, I'm not sure how exactly they do it. I'm just saying, you know, for ease of, you know, understanding. Then they would send the second level, say Tim would do the same thing, and then they would send the third level to you, Chance, and that's kind of how they beta test it. But as far as I know, that's what they're going to be doing. They're not going to be doing open beta simply because they don't feel like the game in and of itself is at that point. So,
I mean, I get that. Like, I get that. I get what you're saying, but I still just feel like it would be just as easy to just do a whole open beta. That way you get more feedback. I don't know. Maybe that's just the way I'm looking at it. I feel like having more people to look at your game and not selecting people just seems like a better alternative to me. But I'm not the owner of a Microsoft, so I don't know what goes on behind the scene.
This podcast is sponsored by LaCroix. Just kidding. I want it to be. Anyway, I'm thinking that it's just because we don't fully understand what it's like to be a game developer. You know, we don't know the ins and the outs. We just think, oh, just put the game out and let us play it and we'll test it for you. There's probably a lot more to it than that. You know, they have to section out a part of the game. You know, you have to make sure that there's not a way for people to break a certain, like, wall, if you will. You know, like, for lack of a better term, a wall to then, like, leak into another part. You know, there's probably so many things around a beta that they just don't feel comfortable releasing it to the public.
I mean, but even if you leak into those areas, then that's kind of the whole point. You know what I mean? Because if you're breaking those boundaries, something's wrong. So you got to report that back.
Yeah.
Maybe. But then again, like I'm trying to say, like, I just don't think that we fully understand what it's like to be a game developer. So.
Oh, most definitely not. It's not like we own a game studio.
Yeah.
Give us the game. I want to play it now.
Welcome to Bro Studios. How can we take your order?
Welcome to Bro Studios. How may we leak this podcast?
Yeah, exactly. All right, do you guys have any thoughts, any closing thoughts on Halo before we kind of go through? Because we've been going for a while. We kind of need to keep things rolling before, you know, we go into the next game and kind of, you know, just keep the ball going.
We've got time. We've got all the time in the world.
I was going to say, we got now, did you guys hear anything on the multiplayer? That's kind of what I want to step into real quick. The multiplayer for Halo Infinite.
It's being confirmed that it's coming out with launch. A lot of people are saying that we wouldn't get it with launch, but 343 is like, no, you're getting it. I read that somewhere, and I can't remember where I read it. So again, hearsay. I hate doing that. You know, I want to try and provide some sort of article, but I did read that, yeah, like, we're getting it. You know, they're not going to not ship it with the final copy of the game.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not so much concerned with the multiplayer coming out. I'm more so concerned with the way it's going to be played. So we saw, like we said in the trailer, Master Chief gets a grapple hook. He's got that deployable cover that he threw out. Instead of all those being just party or Spartan in the multiplayer, from what I've read, they're going to be pick up items instead. So it's going to be like Halo 3 where you go around and pick up those equipment to be able to use them. That way you're not coming off of it right as you respawn, which I enjoy. I like having to go pick up the equipment and then being able to use it.
Kind of
just
like
old times.
Like in what? There is another game that did that kind of stuff, Unreal Tournament or whatever, where you run around and pick up items and whatnot to make yourself a better player at the game, or much more powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, because Unreal Tournament's such a good franchise. But there's that, and then what was the other thing I wanted to bring up? I can't think of it right now.
343 mentioned that they kind of want to bring back the whole bubble shield idea. You know, that's kind of what they use. Like, they want that equipment system in Halo 3 to come back, just because it was so easy. You ran around, you picked something up, you pressed X, and you threw the thing. And it was that simple. So they kind of want to go for that same concept, just because it did work really well. I've honestly missed that in Halo 4, because, you know, you had all the abilities and whatever it is. I hated those abilities. I hated reaches. I shouldn't say I hate. I'm sorry. I disliked the reach abilities. I didn't think that those were that great. Armor lock was dumb. That was a joke. There's no reason that I should be flying at you with a ghost and I hit you, but on your screen you popped armor lock, so then I die. Like, no.
That was the whole point of armor lock, though. That was the whole point.
No, not a fan of that.
It sounds like Dan was pretty salty about armor lock.
Yeah, he sounds like a little salty.
Okay.
I would stick people and they'd armor lock and you just watch the nade bounce off. You're like, that sucks.
No, Dan sucks.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, the one thing that I do want, that I am glad to see back, that they've already confirmed, is a Halo Reach style Spartan customization. I'm
Good.
very excited about that. Very excited to see that come back.
You guys are using words that I don't understand. I've never played.
Tim, Halos 1, 2, and 3 are on the Master Chief Collection. Go play them.
Yeah, go buy MCC, bro. It's so good.
He has it, but he hasn't downloaded
I'll just
it
go.
yet.
Download and play
I'll just
it.
go download it on my Xbox
Ew.
and play it the way it was meant to be
gross,
played.
bro. You're disgusting. I do think that Reach had the best multiplayer progression. I really enjoyed the leveling up system. I really enjoyed the customizational ability.
Come on, you know words.
Customizable Spartans and elites. I thought that was really cool. So I hope that they bring pretty much copy Reach's multiplayer, put it in Halo Infinite. Boom, great game.
I'm just going to be very excited to see if elites come back to be playable. I doubt that's going to be the thing, but if they do come back and elites are playable and customizable like they used to be, I will be very much impressed.
I'll be very impressed if they put out a BR mode. I did hear that we're getting it, but I don't think it's coming with Halo Infinite. I think it's like a separate thing. I want to say it's built out of the Infinite engine, whatever they're using for Halo Infinite. They're building it on that engine. Slipspace?
It's their brand new Slipspace engine.
That just sounds terrible. I'm not a big fan of BRs. Like, BRs are dead to me. Like,
Halo, I don't think Halo would do really well with a BR anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't
think so either.
Yeah, no. I think they should just leave the BR out of the box, never release it, never talk about it ever again.
I agree.
Listen, as much as dead as BRs are, I still enjoy Apex.
I mean,
I'll say that right now. However, here's the thing. Hey, I see that scrunched up face. Don't even. They did my girl dirty. Watson got nerfed into the ground. Don't even at me.
It's so bad though. I did like Apex. It's just one of those games to where if you don't sink your life into the game, then you're bad.
Yep.
Like there's such a I don't want to say a steep learning curve, but it's different than a lot of BRs.
I mean, that's how
it just
most
feels
BRs
different.
are, though. If you don't sink your life into a
That's
BR,
true.
you get left in the dust.
Warzone's hot doo-doo butter.
I mean, I haven't played Warzone in a hot minute, and I kind of want to try it out to see how it's been, but like I haven't played it since season 3.
That's all I have to say is desync.
Yeah, I haven't played it
it's
since
so
season 3.
Packet loss, desync, the armor mechanic is just broken. Only a few guns are meta. It's it ruffles my jimmies.
Dan, is your audio okay? Okay.
Yeah, my audio is fine.
Okay, for a second there, it just sounded like you were muted. You're like,
I muted myself for a sec.
What a nerd.
Alright. So,
Anyway.
go on, Dan. What are we going on to next?
What's our next topic, Dan?
Alright, let's move on next.
Yeah, next topic.
Hold on. Okay, alert's done. Thanks, Queen. You're great. Appreciate it. So the next thing we're going to talk about, like I said, we're going to go through all the games in order. So some of them we might just kind of like skip over, if you will, say like, whatever. Some we might go definitely not as in-depth as Halo. But the next one is State of Decay 3. I thought that the trailer was amazing. I loved the trailer. I thought it looked so good, given it was a cinematic trailer. So like, whatever, it's not going to be the game. I never got in State of Decay, so I'm going to kind of sit this one out. I never freaking played. I take it back. I did play the second one. Thought it was boring. Quit after like an hour. Did you guys play it all?
No, I was not much of a State of Decay. Here's the thing. I like zombie games to an extent, like Left 4 Dead, but if it's like a survival, like State of Decay, it's not really my forte.
I mean, I never really played any State of Decay games either. The one thing I can say, however, that made me a little upset during that trailer was that crossbow bolt that she had fashioned out of like a tree twig. Like,
yeah,
like if you know anything about like crossbows or compound bows or anything like that, that thing would have literally shattered and did some damage to herself. Like,
Yep.
that is by far the stupidest thing I think I've ever seen in any video game. Like,
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
no
most,
kidding.
most crossbow bolts are made out of just like hard wood, correct?
yes, but they're also like
It's
it's so finicky on what you have to like, how many foot-pounds per whatever. Can't remember. Like, you have to have a certain like strength for a certain whatever the draw distance or whatever, the draw weight.
Yeah.
Some dead tree twig off of some
Yeah.
rotting trees
So-
not gonna.
Yeah, no, some tree
Yeah.
twig off of a dead rotting tree is definitely gonna freaking explode and do a lot more damage to yourself than it would anything else.
Yeah, that sniper scope on that fucking crossbow.
Yeah, no, sniper scope on a crossbow, and you can definitely see with the cams on the end of the crossbow that it's not a recurve, so it's gonna
Yep.
definitely burst. Unless that thing's like a 20-pound crossbow.
yeah. That
And
I thought the trailer looked cool.
Yeah, no, the trailer looked good. It's just that one part just annoyed
Yeah.
the crap out of me. I was like,
No, I get that. I get
ugh.
that.
The girl yelling at the wolf, and then
Oh, yeah.
later the dead zombie deer eating the wolf. Like what?
Okay, that
Gosh.
was kind of legit. I
It
was
was
like,
kind of legit. But like, what made the producers? She's like sharpening her really crappy arrow that's gonna kill her. Like she's gonna die because she's gonna pull trigger. It's gonna anyway, you know. And she just like, and like started screaming. I was like, what is the point of that? It
was
kind
like,
of
what?
scared me and like made my
Yeah,
ears
no.
hurt because it was so loud.
right? Like,
It made me feel uncomfortable.
I was very uncomfortable. I was like, what the
I mean,
fuck
would
is
you?
that?
I mean, Dan, would you realistically yell at a wolf that's like outside of your camp?
I wouldn't
that you could see?
scream like I'm going to freaking. I don't know. She screamed like
Yeah,
her
no.
life depended on
she
it.
screamed
I
like
would
bloody
stand-
murder,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in like a zombie-infested world. Why the hell would you scream?
right?
She's in the
Why?
middle of the forest, Chance. She has a fire lit. Don't think too much of it.
Oh, and you think
Yeah,
and then you think
jeez.
zombies aren't just walking around the forest, Dan?
Obviously not.
I mean, if she lit a fire, bro, and it's dark, she should be swarmed.
I mean, she wouldn't see that out of the light of her fire.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Zombies
Did
are
you guys play any of the first or the second?
nope.
No, I stayed away from them. I
was-
only watched play them.
I was a PlayStation
Okay.
fanboy, so I never got State of Decay.
Gotcha. If you had to rate the game based off of the cinematic trailer, what would you rate it out of 10? Let's start doing that. Let's rate each game from just what we saw.
So
a
should we
6,
go back
7.
and rate Halo Infinite?
Halo Infinite, honestly, because of the trailer, 7. I'm excited, but like 7.
I'd say 7 or 8. Yeah,
I'd
for
say about a-
Halo Infinite.
I'd
For
probably say like a 5 or 6, honestly, especially
Yeah.
with all the graphical bugs I was seeing.
I mean,
I respect that.
yeah, I also respect that. But also
Okay.
knowing that that's not a final build, I would say
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
If that
State
was
of
the
Decay.
if that was the final build, I would say more like a 5. State of Decay,
Yeah.
4.
Because of the crossbow?
Yeah, like everything else was great. Like the deer eating what was it, the wolf or whatever, or a
Yeah.
bear or something laying down on the ground. That was probably like the only selling feature. And then I seen it with State of Decay 3, and I was like, no, I don't want to play it.
No,
Rough.
I'd probably say same thing with Halo, 5 or 6. Honestly,
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I like Halo a lot more. That's why I'm giving it the score right now, is because I like the game, and seeing it in that state, it's like,
Yeah,
eh.
I-
But State of Decay, even though the trailer looked really nice, solid 5-6 because I don't play the game.
I can
I getcha.
respect that.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
So moving on from State of Decay, because none of us, I think, care. We never really got into it. Chance, what do you think about the Forza Motorsport?
I'm not. The only racing games I've ever played are Need for Speed and Mario Kart. So
A man of quality.
Yeah. Oh, and Burnout. But
Okay,
other
yeah,
than that,
a man of quality.
I've never played a Forza game. I think the game looks fine. 6, 7, probably somewhere around there. It looks nice. Sounds nice. I've just never played a Forza Motorsport before, so I don't have much to say on that, honestly, personally.
I think I played one of the Forza Motorsports. I can't remember which one it was because it wasn't that memorable. honestly. If it was a Forza Horizon, like Forza Horizon 5, maybe I would be interested a lot more. I like racing games. I've been playing a little bit of Need for Speed Heat. That game's fun. Forza Horizon 3 was great. Forza Horizon 4, I played a very minuscule amount, but I kind of want to get into that since I've been picking up Need for Speed and playing that a little bit. I just want to get back into like Forza Horizon 4, but yeah, no, Forza Horizon or Forza Motorsport, what is it, 6?
I think it's just Forza Motorsport. So I'm going to say this real quick. A lot of people are thinking that Halo Infinite is going to be the final Halo game, and they're just going to keep adding on to it. That's what a lot of people are thinking they're going to do with this Forza. Of course, until there's like a huge upgrade in tech, and then you can like, make another one that's like even better. But a lot of people are thinking that Halo idea is going to transfer to this Forza. That's why it's just called Forza Motorsport.
Well, here's my thing. Honestly, if you're gonna say that, if this is gonna be the final Halo game and final like Forza, whatever, if it's gonna be the final Halo game, I'm fine. A Master Chief's story can end here, but I want to see some side story Halo games coming out. Like maybe something revolving around an elite, something revolving around a playable brute. I want to see some side content coming from Halo. If this is going to be Master Chief's last thing.
That's what people are thinking, that they're just going to add campaigns and stuff to this Halo. It's not been confirmed. This is all speculation, but that's what people are kind of thinking. So,
yeah. Well, everyone thought Halo 4 was going to be the last Halo, but
9 times out of 10 people are wrong. So,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, for Forza Motorsport, nah, I'd say 5. I'm not that interested in a racing sim. I want more of like an open world racing. I want an arcade racer, not a sim. Like racing sims just aren't fun to me.
So you just play Mario Kart. That's all you gotta do.
Like you just get on a track. You just get on a track and do one like one circle or whatever, and it's just not fun to me. It's no. I
get that. I think Forza is definitely built for people that are super into cars. I'm not super into cars, but I've always loved how amazing Forza looks. So I'm excited to just watch people play it because it's just so beautiful. If I had to rate it, probably a 7 or 8, just because I know it's a good game. It's like Forza in and of itself is like one of the like super intricate games that people need to start taking notice of, because like every little detail is just so real, which I think is cool.
Okay, we'll say
if only we could get the graphical fidelity for Forza Motorsport for Halo.
Oh god!
Then I think we'd be all right.
That looks like driving around a Warthog looks like a Lamborghini or something.
Hell yeah, brother!
Where's the thing? What's the difference between? And this is gonna go a little bit off here, but what the hell's the difference between Motorsport and Horizon? I don't know.
The Horizon games, I think, if I'm somebody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Motorsport ones are more of like you race on a singular track and do laps and that kind of stuff. And then the Horizon games are more open world. They have tracks built into the open world, so
yeah, think of it as like Skyrim kind of, except racing. That's what Horizon is.
Skyrim, but racing.
It pretty much is that. Like you literally drive to the different areas and like pick up your tasks. It's just like an open world RPG, if you will. Except
so I put a helmet on my car and have a sword sticking out of the side as well.
I mean, if you really want to, I guess. But Motorsport is track racing, and Horizon is like Burnout. That's the best way to put it.
All I'm saying is one of my coworkers told me that he had made a van in Forza Horizon 3. It was just a plain white van that said free candy on the side.
No, stop. Okay.
When he went back in, he got banned. Like that vehicle got reset. The skin got reset.
Hold on, am I thinking of the same guy?
Huh?
Am I thinking of the same guy?
No, he was one of my old, he's one of my current coworkers.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Mike has done the same thing.
I mean, probably. I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him to do that in real life, too.
Oh, no.
No.
All right. Moving on before we get...
Next topic.
We lose our LaCroix... All right, listen. I don't want to lose my LaCroix sponsorship.
What LaCroix sponsorship?
All right, I want it so bad.
Dan, I'm pretty sure...
Sponsored by Monster.
Dan,
No, LaCroix. Okay, we're moving on. Shut up. We're moving
I am
on.
fairly certain that if anyone at LaCroix ever stumbles upon this podcast, they're going to be like, oh, finally, somebody wants to be sponsored by us.
That'd be sick, dude. All right, anyway, we're going on to Everwild, all right? This is a rareware. Your name is Stepsis because I am Step Bro, Tim's Big Bro, Grant is...
Little bro.
When did that change?
All right, it changed a while ago. We're moving on to Everwild, all right?
Everwild. Next topic.
Everwild. It is Rare's game. It looks really cool. I know nothing about it. I could care less. That's my take on it.
To be honest, the last game that I played that was developed by Rareware was Donkey Kong Country. So,
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm fine with this. I don't care.
I mean, last game I played by Rareware was Donkey Kong 64. So.
oh no.
Hey, there you go. Banjo Kazooie, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping to see a Banjo game, but I don't think we ever got that.
I don't.
Anyway.
I think Banjo's not gonna get a new game.
really
I
so.
doubt it. Banjo 3 never gonna be confirmed.
Banjo 3E.
It's just like
Banjo 3.
what is it, Left 4 Dead 3 or whatever? Never gonna be confirmed.
I mean, I hope that's a game that's confirmed because
I
I was sworn that they were working on it. Maybe I heard wrong, but
Yeah.
that would be fun to get again. A new Left 4 Dead game.
Yeah.
All I know is that I hope that this Everwild game. Sorry, I know you guys are talking about Left 4 Dead, which we're gonna kind of talk about later with Warhammer. But a lot of people hope that this Everwild game, because it is a rare game, it doesn't turn into Sea of Thieves. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
You mean Sea of
I
Lies?
guess we'll find. I guess we'll find out. But
I don't know. I've heard since like as of recent that Sea of Thieves, since it's been updated, is a little bit better.
Updated. I heard that they stopped updating that game altogether.
I mean,
I
that's
have
probably
no clue.
true, but I mean, a while back I heard that they were updating it and it was a little bit better, but I don't know what the. Let me pull it up here on Steam. I want to see what the reviews are.
When the last update was.
No, I don't
don't
want to
even
see
know.
when the last update was. I want to see what the most recent reviews are. You guys can keep talking while I'm looking this up.
while he's doing his detective work.
let's move on. Because,
All
like
right.
I said, we still have a lot of games to go, and we've been going for almost an hour. So let's kind of keep it.
Even felt like an hour. Not gonna lie.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
It's
I
only
mean,
been 56 minutes, 44 seconds.
Okay, so on Steam, the reviews for Sea of Thieves are... We've got 10,000 recent reviews that are mostly positive, like very positive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then all of the reviews, which are 23,455, also very positive. So, I mean...
Maybe it took a swing in the right direction.
What's the most
Probably.
recent negative review? I have to ask.
I'm sorry, what?
This game sucks. I don't
What's the
like
mo-
it.
God damn! Shut up, Dan.
Yeah, Dan, we don't need
What's the-
your input.
Shut up. Why are we still on Sea of Thieves?
I don't. We have to.
No, we're moving on.
Yeah, let's
We're
move on.
moving on. No more
Okay.
Sea of Thieves. We're
No more
moving
Sea
on.
of Thieves,
All right.
no more Everwild. No one cares about Everwild.
Everwild 2. I've never seen it. Anyway, okay, so moving on. Tell me why is the next one? It looks like Life is Strange. Did you guys ever play Life is Strange?
I did not.
I
watched-
watched some gameplay. That was about it.
Yeah, I watched.
Beautiful game. It made me cry at the end.
Dan,
It was so good.
Dan, you're not.
that's because you're a soy boy.
No.
No, shut up. I am a man.
You're a soy man.
I am a man.
You're
It was
so-
honestly,
You
Life
can
is
grab
Strange
your
was so
razor
good.
and shoot
So
you know, hold it up and be like, I am a man.
I am a man.
I am
SpongeBob.
a-
Tell me why that looks good. I thought that it could definitely be one of those games where if they do it right, could be really good. The only thing that a lot of people are giving it crap for is how it says Chapter 1 is coming out at the end of August. Just give us the whole freaking game instead of playing one chapter, which is only like 3 hours, mind you. Probably 3 to 4, depending on how you want to play it. And then you have to wait months until the next one's done, and then months until the next one's done. And by the time you know the last chapter comes, you're like, bro, it's been 2 years. Let me just play the whole game.
See, I don't know. I kind of like that, like how Telltale did like The Walking Dead and stuff like that, where it was like maybe a couple weeks between releases of episodes or whatnot. I felt like that was a good way to like get you to play the game for a little bit, and then if you wanted to, you could take a break, and then they would recap the previous episode and all of your decisions. That way you didn't lose track of what you were doing. So I don't know. I feel like that could be a good game model, but I don't think like if they were to release it like every few months or whatever, I don't think that's a good decision. So
I don't know.
I mean, me personally, I'm not exactly a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan. I despise those type of games. Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
those aren't my type of games. I'm fine with story in my game. Just don't make it hamper my gameplay. And I don't make
get
my
that.
whole
Okay.
fucking game revolve around, oh, I select to do that. Then I sit here and watch a movie. You know what I mean?
get that.
Yeah.
I think I liked it so much because of the emotional connection. Like they really make you fall in love with a character or hate a character. That's what I think got me.
Oh, you mean like, he will remember this, doesn't remember it later.
and
I mean, me myself, Chance.
and not just that, but like the Telltale games were actually pretty fun to like get a group of people together and like f around with the decision making. So like you'd all
True.
like vote on an option and whatnot. But I think that was pretty cool.
Alright.
I hope they do something like that.
I
All
just,
right, so tell me why. What do you guys think? I mean, like, I'll probably not play it because I don't want to buy it personally. I'll watch it.
I honestly think those types of games are a waste of my money. Not gonna lie.
Oh.
Tell me why.
No.
Tell me what you really feel. No, but didn't that company even go out of business? That Telltale.
Telltale, I believe, did go out of business, but another company picked
thought
up
they
all of
got
their
bought
IPs.
out. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Like
That's
they
what happened.
they went out of business. Another company picked up like all of their IPs and then started reselling. I think it's because they took on too many projects at once, like too many high dollar projects, and just ran out of money.
I mean, they had that Living Dead, then they had the Borderlands, and then the Minecraft. They probably had all those going at once.
Probably. And I think that killed them. Like,
Okay.
Just stick to
Well,
one thing.
yeah.
Stick to one. Moving on. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I never got into the Ori games.
Isn't Ori the one like the little like white bunny creature with the orb?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the 2D platformer or whatever.
It's a Metroidvania style game where you go around and get power-ups to access other areas of the game.
Yep.
I think the game looks fun. I think the game looks good.
120 FPS games, I think, already out on current gen platforms. The only thing that they did was update the FPS for consoles. I think that's the only difference.
I think they also
so-
gave it a 4K thing.
Yeah,
right?
4K native resolution,
4K
120
120
FPS.
FPS. Yeah.
So I mean,
Game looks really nice. Not gonna
Platform-
lie.
Looks nice.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on.
If
Outer
you're-
Worlds.
Oh, okay.
we didn't even
Sorry.
rate. We didn't even rate the last
Yeah,
two
I didn't
games,
rate it,
Dan.
man.
Oh, okay. So let's go back. You guys are just. All right. Everwild. No, we're skipping Everwild.
3.
Screw Everwild. 3, 2. Tell me why.
Why? Because it's a rareware game in 2020.
Tell me
Yeah, right.
why.
Oh, tell me why.
It's the only reason.
Tell me why.
I say 8.
8.
7, 8. Yeah. Maybe 6.
I'd say 6. I don't.
Yeah.
I honestly don't plan on picking it up. Not gonna lie.
I have to say 6, 7. I mean, that's probably gonna be my rate for most games, unless it really wows me. I'm just like, You
Yeah.
know.
Ori.
Ori.
Probably 7, 8. If you're into Metroidvania style games,
I mean,
definitely pick it up.
Back in the day, I used to be in platformers, but that's all that was out back in the day. You had your Marios, your Donkey Kong Countries, your Sonics.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started on Sonic.
I don't want to.
Don't,
Maybe,
yeah, don't even.
maybe when Sega releases a new console. No,
Okay. Ori. Rate it.
7.
we did.
Yeah.
He said 7. I said 6.
Oh, okay.
What,
7.
Dan?
Jeez, Dan.
Alright.
Keep up.
Yeah.
No,
geez.
you keep up.
Next
Alright,
topic.
The Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds.
Is Outer Worlds
4.
that? Is that
Well,
that
Outer Worlds
thing,
Peril of
like-
Gorgon.
I think isn't it?
Oh,
It's-
okay. And
It's like a DLC.
Yeah, it's like a
Quick
DLC.
overview. Quick
Okay.
overview. What do you think of it? Go.
yeah. I didn't really play Outer Worlds. Wasn't I explaining with you like months ago, like last year, about that game? That game
I
coming
think
out.
so. Yeah.
And I was all excited for it. And then when it came out, I was just kind of like,
Meh.
Because I mean, as much as I like Obsidian, I like their work. I don't have the money to purchase their games.
Yeah. No, I get you.
I mean, to be honest, I haven't played very many Obsidian games or like the Fallout,
did you
like
play
the
New
early
Vegas?
Fall. I haven't played any of the early Fallouts. The first Fallout I played was Fallout 4, and I didn't even really like it. So,
Okay.
and then I got I debated on playing Outer Worlds, and then I just
It
decided I
looks
wasn't going
fun.
to.
That's the thing. It looks super fun, and it's made by the developers who made Fallout New Vegas,
Mhm.
and New Vegas was a great game.
Mhm.
At least in my perspective, I think New Vegas was a great game.
Most likely, but I mean, I never played it. Never really had any interest to play it.
Same.
So,
I thought that this. Sorry, go ahead.
So I probably won't end up picking up Outer Worlds or the Outer Worlds DLC.
I thought that it looked dumb, to be honest. It looked way too goofy for me. I don't like super goofy games. They're just not for me. And this looked like a whole nother level of goofy, and I was like, nah, dude, I'm good.
Yeah, it's
Weren't
good.
you? I thought you were a fan of Borderlands, though.
No, I don't like Borderlands.
Oh,
No,
No,
I don't like
I
Borderlands.
I like Borderlands. I could play some Borderlands all day if I need to, but
if I need to, like a
If I
requirement.
need to.
I mean, I don't need to right now. So
All right, if you had to rate this Outer Worlds DLC thing, what would you rate it as?
4.
I mean, given it's just a trailer, so this is all speculative.
I'll give it a benefit of a doubt. I'll give it a 6, 7.
All right, since he's giving it a 6 or 7, I'm going with like a 1 or a 2.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
I'm gonna go with like 2 or 3, just because I could care less about the game. No offense, it's just not my style. Grounded. The game looked like a mixture of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and a version of Ark.
It's
I did not see
Ark
the
with
trailer
ants.
for it, but I read it in one of my damn GameStop books that come by every month.
that's what
fucking-
that's what I'm thinking
That's
it
what I
is.
read.
Ark with ants.
What? Is that what it's supposed to? Is it like a survival game that you can tame the ants?
It literally looks like Ark, but in your backyard, and you're
Yeah,
like a
pretty
tiny
much.
little.
Yeah,
Two
no,
weeks.
Chance.
I'd
Chance, you
rather play
literally
Ark.
have to watch the video on it. It releases in what 4 days? Comes out on or
yeah,
if
4
you have
days. 4 days from
Yeah.
today.
yeah
Does
4
it-
days.
When this is recorded.
I think-
That's all I'm concerned about. Is if it looks good. Because if,
I mean,
if it's anything like Ark, then maybe I'll like it.
I think it could be. I think it could be fun, but it's definitely like a goofy art style.
Yeah,
I know
no.
I just said I don't like goofy games, but this looks okay. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
no, it definitely looks like a game where Chance and I are gonna be running around together, and we're gonna run across a spider, and I'm just gonna like leave Chance in the dust and let him get eaten by a spider.
Oh, okay. Just like you did with the T-Rex. All right.
I mean,
okay.
just
Yep,
like you remember those times that we used to play Ark together, and I'd just knock you out and bring you down to the water and drown you. I mean, I'm just gonna knock you out and
me
feed.
and Richard talking about breeding our turtles.
Oh yeah,
Remember that? Do you remember that in Target? Because that was what I said that. Oh,
that was years ago.
That
You
was
expect me
years
to remember
ago.
a conversation about turtles? You and
Yeah,
you and Richard
me and
had a
Richard.
thing about
mean, it would-
turtles mating.
I mean,
years
it's
ago?
just
No,
like
I
with
remember
Maggie
that.
talking about turkeys and their mating habits.
Oh, I do remember that. That was really funny.
I mean, that's because Maggie knew how to put a fun spin on stories. That and she'd
She was
bark at
weird,
boxes.
she was weird. So what's interesting about Grounded is that the trailer that we got, it actually said game is unfinished and work in progress,
Mhm.
but it releases at that time 5-6 days later. I
Yeah.
just found that to be really weird.
Yeah, no, it's. I feel like it's gonna be a like you know how. Yes,
Like in
kind of
beta game.
like a pre-release game, like how Ark was
Oh,
pre-release
yeah, yeah.
or whatever,
Early-
like an early access
early-
game.
yeah.
I feel like that's how it's gonna be. I think the only way to get it is if you have Xbox Game Pass.
Here's the thing, though. Early release games have a really bad rap to them.
I mean, yes
There's
and
a lot
no.
of things that we could talk about that for a really long time.
Yeah. I think
But that's
that'll.
a different rabbit hole that we
I was
just we're
gonna
not
say
going to go
that
down right now.
that can be a different topic for a different podcast.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. But now, as far as Grounded, as far as
Rate it.
Grounded, if it's anything like Ark, then I think I would enjoy it. I would need to go. I'm not gonna rate it just yet because I'm gonna go probably after this and go watch the trailer for it.
I respect.
Honestly, from the trailer alone, just like all the humor and everything and whatnot, and seeing how it kind of played, I think I'm gonna give it an 8 or maybe even a 9.
I was gonna kind of say that because I think the part that really got me is at the beginning of the trailer when it's like, if you're looking for the best game of this year, wait for
biggest game.
Cyberpunk 77. It lost me. I was like, okay, I want to play this game.
The way you just described that makes it sound like an angry video game nerd review. Like,
But if you're waiting for the smallest game of the year, you don't have to wait long.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I give it like an 8 or a 9 just because it looks quirky and fun.
And isn't that also being published by Obsidian?
Yes.
I don't know. Oh, it is.
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
So they've got
Um,
the Outer Worlds DLC in the oven. They've got this in the oven, and what was the other?
Avowed.
Yeah, Avowed.
Avowed,
Wasn't
which
that
is the next game we're going to talk about. Yep.
Right.
Pretty much a lot of people are comparing it to like Oblivion or Skyrim. They're saying that like, because it kind of looks a lot like some sort of Skyrim-esque, you know, like you have a sword and you have magic. They showed at the very end of the trailer you had a sword that had runes on it. It almost looked, you know, something out of like a Viking thing kind of, but not necessarily like Viking runes. And then I said this when I first saw it, I was like, this looks like Doctor Strange when he like cast his little magic thing with his hand. He had the same like purple circle things as like Doctor Strange would have in the Marvel movies, except of course his are like orange or yellow or whatever.
Green.
These are purple. I was like, okay, dude, like what are you gonna do? But I think given it was a cinematic trailer, I am really excited for a new Skyrim-esque kind of game. We definitely need one. I mean, we kind of had that with The Witcher, but that was definitely a different
its own genre.
Yeah, definitely like his own genre in the sense that like it was just super mature. Like it was so good. We need just kind of like a goofy kind of Skyrim feeling game. Not saying Skyrim's goofy, but there was a lot of bugs which made it goofy. So it's like we need that.
What is the name of this again? Remind me.
Avowed. AVOWED.
Is it like a medieval fantasy? Is that kind of what it looks like?
Yeah, it looks like that.
Okay. Because if you're looking for a new Skyrim type game, I mean, I don't want to get too much into Bethesda right now, but we already know that the new Elder Scrolls game is in the oven as well. That's being made.
Yeah,
as it is right now.
It's gonna take a long time to come out.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't know. I mean, Bethesda's known for having pretty crappy code and stuff sticking through walls.
True.
So it might be out sooner than we think.
I don't need to leave Whiterun and see a guard fucking flying into the sky.
Thomas the Dank Engine flying around.
But if this game is at all any good, I'll need to go look this up too. It'll be nice to see something between Skyrim and then this new Elder Scrolls game to kind of keep that going forward.
Yeah,
it'll be nice to see.
I don't know how long this game's been in the oven, because I mean 9 times out of 10 with game studios, they're very early on in development if they don't like to show any gameplay. So with it being a cinematic trailer, I feel like we're a little ways out.
This is the first like trailer that we've heard about, or that we've seen from it as well. Like apparently we've known about it. I don't remember ever seeing about it, but this is like the first trailer that we have, and it didn't reveal much. So we probably have another 2 years is my guess on it. What would you rate it though? Let's rate it and let's keep moving on.
Cinematic trailer wise, I would say it looks like it's gonna be an 8 or a 9, but I mean, let's be real, it's probably gonna end up just being Fallout with a sword and magic. So I feel like
I was hyped for it.
I feel like it's just gonna be like a 4 or 5 to me. Like I said, my Fallout experience wasn't too great, so.
I mean, from what I've seen, or not from what I heard from you guys, probably seems like a game I might like. You know, I played Skyrim to death, modded and unmodded, so I mean, I'll go look it up. I'll reserve a ranking for right now until I go see it.
I mean,
but yeah,
I feel like just based off of the trailer, just because we didn't really see much, and like it could be a while away, a long time in the future. I want to give it like a 5, just because I mean we didn't see anything. Like even the trailer itself wasn't that cool. Like the arrow that they showed flew for a minute. It just kept going higher and higher into the sky, and then all of a sudden hit this skeleton. You're like, okay, whatever.
And the skeleton just explodes. Yeah.
Yeah, skeleton.
Great cinematic trailer. Okay, wait. No. Now that I think about it, there was like that one little bit of animation, like the gameplay kind of like animation. I don't know if it was actual gameplay or not, but like you were saying with the sword and the magic or whatever and whatnot, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
So-
who knows? Maybe the arrow was enchanted. Maybe that's why it blew up.
Maybe
Okay,
you're
Chance.
enchanted, Chance.
anyway.
I'm enchanting. Let's get
All
that
right,
right.
listen.
You're dang
we're moving
right.
on, all right? You gotta keep moving, otherwise we're gonna be here for hours.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
more content.
Okay, as dusk falls, I didn't watch the trailer. I think I skipped it for whatever reason. I think I was taking a leak or something. Anyway, talk about it for like 2 minutes. Go. As dusk falls.
I
Didn't see it.
mean, as dusk falls, I watched the trailer. It looked like it's gonna be more of like a story-driven game. It looks like it's gonna be a decent story. Honestly, it looks like there is these two brothers or whatever that look like they just robbed a bank or something, and they were on the run, and they I don't remember everything about it, but I mean, if I had to rate it, I'd say maybe like a 5 or a 6 because there wasn't very much gameplay. Like it was pretty much all cinematic, and the cinematic trailer was all like storyboard art style, like it was drawings and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
Kind of like The Wolf Among Us.
not so much. It was more of like
Like The Last of Us?
like a storybook kind of,
Oh, so like super.
super like alpha like
Oh,
you know
okay.
what like concept art videos used to look like in old video games where they would be like
Oh,
concept art
Yeah, it's not.
movies
I'm
where
like,
it was like still
I'm watching
images.
it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
so
no, I'm good. I'm good
I'm
without that.
gonna bring that. I'm gonna bring that up real quick. Is it just me, or is like half the stuff that they bring up in concept art looks better than the shit they throw in the game?
Preach it.
Yeah.
Anyway, no one really cares about that, so we're gonna keep moving on. Okay, shut up.
rate rate it.
We still have a lot.
Rate it.
Hey,
Dan,
I
rate
didn't
it.
see it. Two. I don't know.
Just skip
Chance.
it. Go.
All right.
Chance, what'd you
so
rate
the
it?
Next,
Just go.
Chance rate
the
it.
next. Shut up.
Chance,
All
rate
the
it.
next thing- Tim, I'm gonna
Two.
mute you.
There you go.
Two. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So
Next
the next
topic.
thing that they showed was a Hellblade 2 kind of like teaser thing. It just pretty much showed like what the company itself is like doing to make the game even better. So there's really not much to talk about in there. Besides the fact I want to play Hellblade 1 now. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play Hellblade 1.
Psychonauts 2. I don't know anything about it. Could care less. All I know is Jack Black's in it and he sang a little bit.
Jack Black is in it. One of the Funhouse characters, like one of the Funhouse members, is going to be in it. James Willems. He's a pretty cool dude. I think he's going to voice act a toilet. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
but yeah,
That's fitting because he's always talking shit.
I mean, he's not wrong. Family-friendly podcast, Chance. Use better
cares?
language.
He's always talking doo-doo. There you go.
He's always talking dookie.
Talking poo poo. Rate Psychonauts
6.
3.
Chance.
Chance. You're muted.
He came
Hello?
up for air.
Anyway, okay, whatever. He's dead.
Hello?
All right, Chance is dead.
Hello?
All right,
Chance, rate it.
All right.
2. I said 2.
right,
No,
so-
we
all
couldn't
right.
hear you. You came up for air like for half a second.
All right. Destiny 2 was the next thing that came up. I'm excited because it showed the new Stasis, which you guys probably don't really care about, so I'll talk about it for a bit and then we'll move on. Destiny 2 Beyond Light was shown more in depth. We're going to get Stasis, which is the 4th ability. It looks like ice, except it's supposed to be from the dark. We are guardians in that game and you use light, but this uses darkness, which is really interesting. So it kind of is like, I wonder what the story is going to be like. It's coming to Games Pass, so you're going to be able to get all the DLC, everything on Games Pass, which is really, really cool. So you don't have to buy the DLC. The only thing that kind of sucks is like the DLC is going to be $40. Games Pass is going to be 15 on. I want to talk about this in a little bit towards the end, but Games Pass is going to be 10 on Xbox, 15 on PC. So if you play Destiny for more than 3 months, it's already going to be more if you just bought the DLC. But if you use the Games Pass, anyway, I think it looks cool. I'm really excited for it. Comes out November 10th. I want to be playing that. Stalker 2. Hold on, let me rate Destiny. Destiny 8. I'm really excited. 9. I want to say 9 because I really like it right now.
I mean,
Stalker 2. It was a cinematic trailer. Takes place in Pripyat, which is in Russia. Chernobyl. Pripyat.
yeah.
Stalker 2. It looks really cool. They have this weird anomaly thing. I mean, you have to watch a trailer, but they have this like really cool anomaly thing, and I think it's supposed to deal with the radiation, like crushing stuff. I don't know. It looks cool though.
See, coming from somebody who's actually played Stalker,
Chance, your mic. Mute yourself. Fix it.
what?
Your mic's doing your thing. Mute yourself. Fix it. He's not muting.
He's not muting.
So in Chance's absence, I have not played the Stalker games like at all. But this game does look pretty interesting. Like, I started watching the trailer for it, and I was like, "Oh, this looks like it's going to be a Metro game." You know, like the Metro Exodus or whatever, and whatnot. And then there was some like weird things like happening or whatever, and I was like, "Oh yeah, definitely, it's Metro." And then there was even more weird stuff happening, and I was like, "Oh no, it's not Metro. It's not Metro." And I've never heard of Stalker like the first game at all. So
apparently the first one was like a cult following. Like, it did really well. Think of it kind of as like a mixture between Metro and Tarkov, except more Metro in the sense of like just weird, creepy. But Tarkov in the sense of like realism, if you will.
Okay.
So it's kind of got a cult following. There are still some people who play it religiously. It's weird. The game's been out for over 10 years, and people still play that game religiously. So it'll be interesting to see what the second one does. It's interesting also as well. Interesting. Oh, Chance is gone.
Okay.
Anyway, it's cool because this game, the second one, is going to be coming out on Xbox, but it originally came out on PC, so that's going to be neat. It showed all locations from the first game, so I think they're revisiting it. So it might be like more of an open world as to where they're going to take the first world and add on to it. Chance is back.
Yay.
Is it working now?
Yeah.
Yes, you're good.
Oh my god, I had to flip it around. Anyway,
Okay, lit.
sorry for that.
No, you're good. We kind of any thoughts, Chance, on Stalker? We already kind of exhausted information.
Well, like I was gonna say before, coming from somebody who's played Stalker, and I enjoy the game myself, especially with it's kind of like a survival-esque type of. I'm not sure how much you guys just went over, but it's like a survival-esque shooter with a story-based driven narrative.
Yeah.
I enjoy it very much. It's kind of hard. I'm excited for the new game. And that's really all I have to say about it, honestly.
Awesome.
I mean, as far as you were saying with the anomalies, yeah, it's all the anomalies are like based off of the radiation, and you get artifacts from the anomalies, which, whatever, game lore.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, what would you rate it? I'm gonna rate it 8. I was gonna say about 7 or 8. I'm interested. I really want to play it.
I'd say 7 or 8 as well. It looks like something
Okay.
I'd want to pick up and play.
I'll get you a link to one of the old games.
Given, little disclaimer. This is all based off of just, what we think, based off of a cinematic trailer. So the gameplay could actually suck balls. But I think for the most
Family
part,
friendly.
the cinematic trailer really draws you in. So I think that's given. That's why we're giving. Anyway, we're moving on. Warhammer 40K Dark Tide. Apparently, I've never played any of the Warhammer games, but people kind of compare it to like Left 4 Dead.
Okay. Warhammer
BRB.
is not at all like Left 4 Dead. It depends, because there's Vermintide. Terry and Michael have played. That's like Left 4 Dead. Warhammer in itself was like a real-time strategy type of game originally.
Okay.
Same with a board game. Is it just a cinematic trailer, or is there some gameplay along with it?
I'm pretty sure it's just cinematic, but based off of what it showed, it looks like you're going to be going in as a group of 4 into this like house or something, this like big old building, and then you get down to the bottom and you're looking around in the darkness, you turn around, and then all of these like zombie things are just there. It looks really cool.
And you said this is Warhammer, Warhammer Dark something?
Warhammer Dark Tide.
Dark Tide, here it is. Alright, I'll need to... Oh, okay. Looks like you're playing as the, the humans. Oh, that's gonna be fun. You know what that reminds me of, just seeing that? That reminds me of, GTFO.
Oh yeah, we need to play that, by the way.
We need to stream that again, Dan.
Yep,
We need to
I
do
know.
it.
I will.
I mean-
Whenever we find time, Chance. Because
dude.
recently you've been sleeping all day.
Yeah, Chance.
And I have all the evening for you to stream with me.
Brother, listen here. All right, by the
Chance,
time
some
I
of us
get
have to
on,
work
I'm
in the
already, like, half
mornings.
asleep.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. I'll try to wake up in the morning sometime. Just tell me a date and I'll do some GTFO with you.
Right now. Nah.
So, yeah, turn on the stream, start playing GTFO.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, it looks fun to me. That looks very interesting. Reminds me of GTFO, and I like GTFO.
All right, ratings on Dark Tide. I'm excited to play it because people are super hyped for it, so that makes me hyped for it. So I want to say 6, but
8.
in a good 6. A good
8.
6.
8-6. 8.
8-6. Like, I give it an 8-6.
309.
8-6-7. Or no, we're gonna get copyright striked or whatever that is. DMCA. My singing is just too good.
All right.
I don't know. I haven't played any of the Warhammer games, so I honestly feel like I can't rate it.
Gotcha. All right,
Tim,
so
we need to share libraries.
No.
all right, I'm going to say the name of this game, and then I'm going to ask for your rating. Tetris Effect. What is your rating? We're not even going to talk about it. It's
4.
Tetris. It's Tetris. I think Tetris
No.
is great as it is a pioneer to the
4.
gaming community as a whole.
I'm sorry,
I
4.
don't care.
Actually, I gotta give it a 6 because the music is good. Not gonna lie, I
There
really
you
like
go.
the music.
Okay.
They added multiplayer
No,
good.
Chance,
and
shut up. We're
120
moving on.
FPS.
No, we're moving on. We're not talking about Tetris. All right, the medium. This game looks really cool. I think
3.
it's gonna be kind of like 3. Okay, whatever. I think it's gonna be cool in the sense that it almost looks like that one game. What is it? A Way Out, where like you and your buddy could play on the same screen. Like half the screen would be you and half the screen would be your buddy,
Okay,
so you can see
yeah.
what they're doing. I think
Okay.
that looks really.
If they're
I
gonna
think
do,
it kind of looks like that, but I doubt it's going to be like that. But it kind of looks like that. A lot of people are. It reminds people of Silent Hill. That's
I think he was talking
Say
about
that.
the.
I
I
was
think he was
gonna
talking
say
about the Warhammer. Maybe.
no.
Maybe
I'm talking about this game, the
Oh.
medium.
yeah, the
Oh, the
medium.
medium. Okay.
The medium.
Okay.
It looks really trippy. Apparently, it's like huge psychological horror game. A lot of people are really hyped for it. I just don't know how it's gonna play, as it is 2 different screens. Am I literally gonna have to play 2 different games at once? You know what I mean? In the sense that like one screen's gonna be the overworld, which is like normal Earth, and then the other screen is gonna be the medium, or like the alternate reality, or like the spiritual realm, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. And like you're gonna have to do one thing in one world.
And then do
And then it's
another
going
thing
to-
in the other.
Yeah, so I wonder if it's going to be like playing 2 games. I wonder how that's going to work. You know what I mean? I guess that's my only fear for it, because like I really want to play this. It looked really good, and I'm really excited
Okay.
because I think it'd be a great like horror game night if I ever do horror games again.
Well, now that you
But,
kind of explained what you're thinking, it kind of might be. That actually kind of sounds like it'd be really good. Not gonna lie. Like you have
Because,
to do
I mean-
one thing in one world and then the other thing in the other world, like to keep the
Yeah.
game going or whatever. But like you have, like in the real world, you kind of have to like stay away from like what there was a monster that was.
Yeah, in one of the rooms. 'Cause
yeah,
I
in
think
one of the
you're not
rooms,
in like
but,
a hotel or something.
No, I think it was like a school, like an abandoned school or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. School, yeah.
But yeah, I think I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. It looks cool. I
Okay.
mean, I'm not a big horror game fan, but
I mean,
think
it looks like
really
an
neat.
interesting concept, but I feel like the whole split screen thing is going to be really annoying to deal with.
It's not. If you did you ever play A Way Out?
No, I did not.
It was the way that it worked was really good. So given that's a totally different game, it's got the same split screen thing. Like as soon as I saw the gameplay for the medium, it looked just like that same split screen kind of thing. You know,
Yeah,
half
but
screen here, half screen here.
I don't think
But-
there's gonna be a split screen. I think it's gonna be like you're gonna be in one full screen and then like you have to change over between depending on what you're gonna have to do.
I don't think so because it says dual reality, so I'm thinking that it's going to be half of the time, like half the screen is here and half the screen's there, and like it's going to be you're in both. I think that's what they're going for because that's what a lot of the trailer showed, and I don't think that they would show that if you're going to not do that.
Yeah, but again, it like the trailer would also show like full like areas where it was full screen one world and then it would go full screen to the other world. So
I wonder if that's
Like,
like in
maybe, like,
certain areas, like
Yeah,
you know,
I
if you're just walking around like the outside. I don't know.
Like
Whatever.
maybe you're
I
gonna be
think it's pretty
swapping
cool.
between two different worlds, like with a press of a button or something like that.
that's
maybe.
what I'm thinking. It'll probably like you press a button and then like it does its little transition to go to whatever other world and whatnot, and then
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see more of how that pans out. I mean, I'm not really that much of a psychological horror guy myself. I kind of stay away from horror games personally, but
Okay.
you know.
I think it'll be cool. I'm excited for it. So I want to give it an 8 based off of the trailer that I've seen.
I think
Just
I'm
because I'm
gonna,
excited.
I'm gonna raise my score to a 5.
I'll
Okay.
probably say about a 5 too. Yeah.
All right.
Unless the game looks really bad, I'm probably not gonna rate it lower than a 5.
I get you. So the next game that they showed is actually really weird. So I'm gonna talk about this for just a little bit because it's very strange how I don't even fully understand what Microsoft's thinking. So this game is called Crossfire. It looks really cool. The thing is that this game was overseas incredibly popular, but it was just multiplayer. And it's really popular overseas. The company that made that came to some company over here in the States and said, hey, do you want to make a campaign? And they're like, yeah, that seems cool. So they designed this campaign. The trailer that we saw is for the campaign. What's really trippy about this game is that the campaign is going to be on Games Pass. Or no. You have to buy the campaign, but the multiplayer is going to be on Games Pass. It doesn't make any sense to me. This is just what I've heard. I haven't done any research. I've listened to a lot of podcasts about this stuff, and this is what people are saying. So I take it for what they are, like IGN and Game Informer and stuff. And so I think that it's just really weird that they would show that. Remedy isn't American. Daniel, you racist? Sorry, I shouldn't say the states. I just heard that whatever company made the multiplayer approached another company to make the single player. That's how I should have said it. But for whatever reason, they're like splitting it up, and half of it you're gonna have to pay for, and the other half is gonna be on Games Pass, and that doesn't make any sense to me. But apparently, the company Remedy that's making it is really good. So, anyway, I think it looks cool. But then again, I don't understand why they're splitting it up. I want to give it a 5, just because I'm very confused.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I mean, it looks like it'll be a fun first-person shooter. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of burnt out on first-person shooters. Not gonna lie as well too.
I respect that.
But
Okay,
I'd say 5, 6.
gotcha.
Burnt out on first-person shooter, says guy who goldens his knife.
Says the guy who's platinumed like 6 categories of weapons.
No,
I don't want to hear it, Chance.
I didn't
Alright.
say I was burnt out though.
I didn't say it was burnt out.
Shut
Shut up,
listen.
Chance.
We're moving on. The next one, we got 2 more to talk about, and we got a few things to wrap up, and we'll be done. So stay with us. We're getting there. We're working our way through. The next one is called Phantasy Star Online 2. I could care less. It
4.
looks like some weeb MMO piece of crap that I never want to touch with a 10-foot
Hey,
pole.
are you saying that weebs aren't cool people?
No, I'm just saying it
I
looks
mean,
really dumb. It looks like
are
a
you saying
really
they
way
are
too
cool people?
flashy,
I'm not saying you're
epileptic-inducing
denying.
MMO.
Yeah.
Here's, I like MMOs. I mean, I've played. The only MMO I actually play is the Old Republic, Star Wars. That's the only one I've ever played. It's the only one I've ever sink time into. Phantasy Star, I've never heard. I mean, I've heard about it. I've never seen much about it. I didn't see the trailer yet. But that's another one I'm gonna need to look at. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! I thought there was like way less games for this than I thought there was.
No, there was a
But,
ton of game.
I
There's a
did not
decent
see
amount
it.
of games. It was really funny because when I first saw this trailer, I was like, wait, isn't this Xenoblade? And I was so
Xenoblade?
confused. I was like, this has to be Xenoblade.
Yeah, he's like-
there wouldn't be anything else.
He's like, is it Xenoblade? No, Dan.
Backslash.
Xenoblade is a Nintendo
Backslash.
product.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, whatever, this game. I was like, Xenoblade? Nah, dude, we're done.
MMOs, Old Republic's the only one I care about. Phantasy Star, if you're into that, more power to you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of MMOs. I give it a 4.
Yeah. I give it a 0 just because I will not touch it.
I mean,
just a straight 0.
Dan,
No, I mean, like being realistic, like
Dan,
I will
give
never
you
play
a
it.
0.
That's
won't
fine.
touch
I will
you.
never play it. Like some of the graphics did look pretty cool, but like I'm just not gonna play it, so I don't care. Sorry.
Yeah, just a 5.
All right. Last game is Fable. That was a big. I mean, like a lot of people are already guessing because apparently there's a ton of leaks about job posts for certain companies and like this open world thing that they were building. People are just guessing. Oh, it's Fable, easy. It finally came out. It was almost like the the Elder Scrolls 6 tease that happened last E3. It was almost nothing. So everyone's like, "Oh, we're not going to get it for like 3 years." Probably not.
We probably won't get it
I never
for
played
4.
Fable. I never played
Honestly.
Fable, so I have no opinion on it.
I
I
mean,
mean, just because they showed like a cinematic trailer doesn't mean that they hadn't been working on it like a lot prior. You know, like even with the Bethesda one for Elder Scrolls, I don't know. I don't think it'll be that much farther out just because Skyrim was so long ago. Honestly, maybe like a year or 2. I wouldn't say 3 or 4.
I don't know. I mean, with how big games are getting, I think it's probably going to be
That's
3
true.
or 4.
That's true.
Like
Oh,
base
see,
install Modern Warfare. This is a tiny butt game, 200 gigabytes.
Modern
Yeah.
Warfare can
Yeah, and
eat
it
my
does-
hard drive.
it doesn't help that there's
What?
like gigabyte updates.
Yeah, no kidding.
It doesn't.
I just want to go back in the day where a 120 gigabyte hard drive could hold like 40 games,
Or how you
Yeah.
can't uninstall the campaign without uninstalling everything else.
right?
Yeah.
Like just let me
Okay.
uninstall the campaign. I only want to play
Yeah.
multiplayer. Like
But
only
anyway.
multiplayer.
Anyway,
Fable. What's your rating?
I mean, from the cinematic trailer, I'd say
How about this? Instead of a rating, are you guys hyped for Fable?
yeah. Honestly, the
I'm
cinematic trailer
interested.
was pretty cool. Like the way that they announced it was pretty legit. Like I can't
Okay.
say I'm not.
I'd
really
have to
hyped.
say that I'm. All I can say is I'm interested because I've seen Terry play Fable in the past. That's about it.
Gotcha.
I played like maybe 10-15 minutes of Fable. Not
Gotcha.
gonna lie. And
Not interested because I never played Fable. Anyway, we're done with the games. Good job, boys. It took us an hour and a half, and we're done with all the games in the conference.
And you know
I mean,
what?
that went pretty
That's
well.
a nice lengthy. That's a lengthy
That was-
conversation.
We still got 2 more things to talk about. They're pretty small, though. I mean, we could go for a long time, but
I think we
yeah,
could-
they're pretty interesting.
There's
At
nothing
the end of
here's my thing, Dan. There's nothing wrong with going in depth with.
There's
with the
nothing wrong with going in
conversation. Yeah.
depth, but I do need a pee, so I gotta wrap this up
You
somewhat
know,
soon.
you know what, Dan? If you just wrap a bottle, okay, just tape it.
Dan,
No!
I'm gonna link you that thing that I was telling you about a couple days ago that I was watching on Good Mythical
No.
Morning.
Stop. All right, listen.
You need 2 of them.
Shut up. Viewers don't have to know.
The viewers will never know.
Yeah, shut up. We're moving on. So what was really interesting is at the end of the conference, they did kind of hint that they're going to be doing another one. They didn't give an exact date, but people are thinking August, end of August, beginning of September. Because here's the thing: we didn't get any console reveal. We didn't get any of that. But you know, if they want to launch a console around November, around when some of these big games are going to potentially come out, you know, Valhalla is going to be coming out beginning of September, middle September. Cyberpunk is November. Cyberpunk is beginning of middle of November. So that's when people are thinking that they're going to be releasing these consoles, but they never said anything during the press conference. So we have to get more than like another press conference showing all of this stuff, talking about price, showing bigger games, because here's the thing, and we kind of talked about this at the beginning, this conference didn't show a ton of big games. They showed a lot of smaller games. Big studios, but games that aren't coming out for a while. So I don't know what they're going to be doing about
Hold on a
launch
second.
titles.
Hold on a second. I thought that Halo Infinite was going to be released the same day as the consoles.
Yeah, it should be.
They never
released
gave any time, though. They never gave a
They
time.
said-
They just said holiday.
Yeah, holiday 2020. So it should be. My guess is going to be November.
Mine too.
Probably around
I've-
November, December.
I feel like their next conference is going to be near the end of September.
Okay.
I want to say near the
I
end of
wanna say
September,
near
beginning of
near the end
October.
of October. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that would be too late. The end of October. I think beginning of beginning of October, end of September would be the perfect time for them to release the price and show some more on the hardware. And all that fun stuff. But I mean,
because they still need to have the time, or they still need to tell us price, show us all the the actual console itself sitting there on a podium. They need to still show us all of that, because people have to start preparing for it. We talked about this last podcast. They can't just drop the price like 2 weeks before and expect people to just buy it out, because COVID-19 is a thing. People aren't working. They're not having that much of an income. They're not receiving a ton of money, except for maybe unemployment, if that. So they need to kind of prepare for this. So they need to give us prices soon. Otherwise, they're going to really hurt at launch, in my opinion.
Speaking of prices, and did you guys address this in the last podcast? Because I wasn't around for it.
you should watch it.
The price increases for video
games.
games?
We kind of talked about that, but we're gonna talk about it. Spoiler alert: we're gonna talk about that next podcast, which is on Tuesday.
Okay.
So we'll talk about all of that good stuff.
And as far as no money, I'm gonna say that right now, they're thinking of doing another census check. They're thinking of doing another one or another.
They are thinking about that, but the thing is like there's been so much news about that. We're not going to get into that, but there's been a lot of news about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to be getting another games conference, whatever you would call it, from Xbox. They said so. I'm just going to briefly touch on this, and then one more thing we're going to talk about, and this last thing is actually pretty big. The Games Pass though is $10 for Xbox and $15 for the PC. It's kind of cool how they're doing a difference in terms of PC or Xbox. It kind of draws more people just a little bit to buy that new Xbox or an Xbox, so then you don't have to worry about spending extra money on a PC.
The thing about the Game Pass subscription for the PC is it also works on the Xbox as well too. So if you have the Xbox Game Pass for like the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is the $15 model or subscription service or whatever, it goes for both platforms. So
interesting. I did not know that.
It's a very good value. That is
very good.
That's what I've been doing. $15 a month, and I get online service for the Xbox, and then I get the entire catalog of games that they have for Xbox Game Pass, and then the entire catalog of games that they have for Xbox Game Pass on PC.
Yeah. Not to mention all the games that we just talked about are all coming to the Xbox Game Pass as soon as they're released. So you're going to be able to play them all.
Now, speaking of Xbox, what's this about the gold membership probably going away?
It's more than likely going to be ingrained with the Game Pass. That's kind of what they're basing it all on.
So do you think that they're replacing the memberships with the Game Pass?
Well, they've already kind of done that, because if you have a Game Pass subscription, you already have it's already mixed in with gold. Like you have Game Pass, it gives you the multiplayer aspect of games and stuff like that.
So they're not going to be so because my understanding was that if the Xbox membership went away, a lot of people that I've seen for comment sections on the Xbox Reddit, it was being like, if it goes away, does that mean we're finally getting what PlayStation guys had years ago? Like free multiplayer. And I'm like,
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I think that they're not going to make you get it, but they're going to do it with the Games Pass subscription, because like, if you're playing Xbox, you should have the Games Pass, because there are so many games on there that are solid, and it's $10 a month. That is so much better than having to spend $60. I mean, like, that's $60 more a year than if you just bought the $60 a year gold membership. But then you're getting all these games, and with all the games that are going to be coming out, it's almost like, why would you buy a $60 game plus a potential $500 console plus another $60 game, another $60 game, a $60, $70, $80 controller, all of the internet stuff that you have to buy? It's just like, it'd be so much smarter just to buy a Games Pass.
But you know why? Because that's money. That's just more money going.
And not just that, but if you have a Games Pass subscription, then you get pretty much whatever, I think it's whatever Xbox Studios games release that day, or I think you get them a couple days earlier sometimes.
Yeah.
Depending.
Okay.
I think it's like a day or two.
Anyway,
that's interesting. That's interesting. I'm so sorry, Tim. Go ahead. Finish.
No, you're good. You're good.
So that's the Games Pass thing. And then this is the last thing that I want to touch on, and then we will do outro stuff. So Phil Spencer and a few other people at Microsoft, they said that you're going to be able to play all the games on current gen hardware at a lot at the end of a lot of the trailers, or I shouldn't say a lot, some of the trailers, it showed only Xbox One X, the new Xbox, the one that isn't released yet, and PC, and it didn't have the older gens. So I'm really curious to see if they were lying, if some of the games are going to be released on the newer generation of Xbox first, and then released later on older gens. I wonder how that's all going to work. What are your thoughts, Timothy?
Honestly, I feel like what you just said, I feel like they're going to release the whatever the current gen systems models, like the current gen games, like Fable, I think was one of them that was showed the Xbox Series X and PC and not the past console. I feel like that one's going to be released at a later point in time for the older consoles, mainly just because I don't know, depending on what they're looking at as far as graphic fidelity and trying to hit frame rates. I don't know if these current gen consoles are going to be able to push out frame rates that are going to be desirable with better looking games.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
So
I'm not really. I mean, on my thoughts on that, I lose hope in game studios, big name studios, because I think most of them just blow smoke out of their butts. So I think they're just saying that as a PR stunt. Honestly, okay. I honestly don't think they're going to be released on these older systems.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll find out, especially come November when we get all these games. I think the biggest thing is that, you know, if people can't play Cyberpunk or Halo on the old gen consoles, there's going to be riots in the street. That's all I'm going to say.
There's already riots in the street, so not
I
much
mean,
change.
your speech, but you're not wrong.
Listen here, Dan. I'm going to say this right now. I'm looking to your right on your monitor here, and if I tilt my head to the right, your little red flag there, it has some not nice words written on it.
All right, listen, dude. It says okay, listen. When I hung this up in my dorm room, people would walk in, see it, and then they'd be like, "Why does it say Jan?" It's supposed to say Jan Regensburg, right? Because that's the town I lived in. It's a tier 3 soccer team that I went to go see. That was really fun. It's my first professional game.
Dan's a tier 4 soccer player.
And they said, they're like, Jan Regensburg. They read it the right way, and then they'd be like, "Why does it say ass?" And I was like, "Bro, it says SSV, not ass." Like, come on, get it right. Let's go. Anyway,
I mean, Dan, just put it around.
Get it out of here.
Yeah, Dan.
Dude, I'm explaining something. Anyway, any closing thoughts on anything that we talked about? Games, console, anything Xbox, closing thoughts?
I'm not excited about the consoles, but I am excited about the games. Especially if the majority of them come up on PC. I will just get them on PC.
I'm kind of excited for the console, not gonna lie. I'll probably end up getting it just because I'm a console fanboy. I'm a console pleb. Sue me.
Isn't this the one that doesn't have a disc drive now? That's going to be all digital downloads?
No, they're going to have, I think, 2 versions of the Xbox Series X. One's going to be disc driveless. One's going to have a disc drive. And then they've already stopped, I believe, development on the Xbox One X. So it's going to be harder to get your hands on something like that, which is the souped-up Xbox current gen system. And then they got rid of the disc driveless Xbox One S. So the only models that are going to be available again are going to be the Xbox Series X and the Xbox One S.
So with the newer consoles, there's supposedly 2 versions. One of them is going to be the normal Xbox. It has the disc tray in it.
That'll probably.
I'm pretty sure it has a disc tray in it.
Well,
and then there's one that's like a less powerful version, but more powerful than this current gen. It's called Project Lockhart, which is what everyone calls it, and that has not been confirmed yet, but a lot of people are suspecting that they have that because of data miners or something like that. I don't know. There's some leak somewhere that said that there's a Project Lockhart that's coming out, which is like a dumbed down version, if you will, power wise, from the new one that's going to be coming out, and it's going to be the cheaper version. But I don't think that we're going to have a disc and a discless Xbox as of right now. Usually or I shouldn't say usually, because I mean the Xbox One came out, it had the disc, and then they came out with the One S a year or two later, and it had the option for a disc or no disc. So I'm thinking that they're going to put out the disc version now, because let's be honest, a lot of people like discs, and then there are a lot of people that go digital, but there are some people that like discs. And then, you know, maybe 2 years down the road or whatever, when they kind of do the current gen upgrade or whatever it's called, they'll probably do one with and without the trays. So
Yeah.
I always like having a physical copy of my stuff on it.
Yeah.
Personally, I like seeing what I own rather than.
See, I'm the exact opposite. I'm a lazy person. So I like to go onto my Xbox, and I like to just be able to click onto a game and have it turn over to a different game. Like, I love being discless. It's so nice.
digitally,
Yeah,
it is
digital.
very nice.
Like, I like being able to go onto my Switch, pick a game, not have to get up
Okay.
off the couch because I'm lazy.
Awesome.
Switch is such a good console.
The Switch is
It
a
is a
great
good console.
console.
It is good.
Get one, Dan.
Yeah,
Okay,
Dan.
listen, eventually.
Dan.
Eventually. But this isn't the Nintendo podcast, this is the Xbox.
I
Talking
mean-
about Xbox stuff, so shut up.
I need to
Anyway,
get myself a webcam. I really do.
Yeah, you do.
you do. Or you
You
can
need to
use
clean your-
Terry's.
Yeah, just go beat up Terry, steal his webcam.
What do you think
Awesome.
this is GTA? I'm just gonna beat him up in the street and steal
Yes.
his webcam.
I mean, you could.
Yes.
I mean, it's Terry.
It's Terry.
I don't
He's
think it would
still
be
gonna
that-
love you.
Terry would literally probably just be waiting at his door with his webcam in hand and being like, I don't want you to beat me up. I love
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Terry's such a
Awesome.
nice
Well,
guy.
We have exhausted our knowledge and opinions and thoughts about this Xbox thing. You know, we've been going for a long time. So let's wrap things up. Thank you all for watching. Thank you
Yeah.
if you are currently watching, if you did watch, or you are currently listening to a post-production of the BroTalk podcast. Again, this is the BroTalk podcast. My name is Dan, here with Tim and Chance.
Hey.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate it.
Before you end, where can you find the BroTalk podcast in post
You can
production?
find the BroTalk podcast if you are not watching it live, which you definitely aren't if you are listening to this in the future. If it is not July 23rd, also my brother's birthday, then you are listening to it in the future, and that is post. You can find it on YouTube.
Dan, today's the 24th.
The 24th, yesterday was my brother's birthday. I messaged him. Today is my grandma's birthday. And
Okay.
I messaged her while we were podcasting. Anyway, you can
So
find
it's
that on
my birthday.
youtube.com. youtube.com/BroTalk. It's that simple. If you don't know, if you can't find it, join my Discord, which you'll have to go to my channel, twitch.tv/KingServant, which you can watch this live. Go into the chat, type in !Discord, click on the Discord link. It's very self-explanatory after that. That's a lot of steps. Anyway, appreciate you all for being here. Thank you. Thank you, boys, for talking about Xbox stuff. And we will see you on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Not 6, because I screwed up last time. 5 p.m. Pacific time on
I
a
don't know,
Tuesday.
I kind of like the newer time that we have set up. I think it goes a lot smoother. So, I mean, if you want to do 6 o'clock or whatever.
I don't know. We'll talk about it. Anyway,
Okay.
again, this has been the BroTalk podcast. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Oh.